Good evening and thank you for attending. Cultural Artifacts, Gone Gone, presented by Ron Frison. In modern times, we have the luxury of staying in touch with family members, friends, and colleagues in regions all over the world by simply picking up our mobile devices or sitting at a computer. But this was not always the case. Long before telephones and other forms of communication, people had to find creative ways to talk to other individuals in neighboring areas. One way people in early time periods learned to communicate with their neighbors was the use of the gong gong, also known as the Yoruba talking drum. During this presentation, I will cover the history of the talking drum and educate you on the following: its origin, its uses, and cultural influence. The creation of the talking drum is credited to the Yoruba people, one of the largest ethnic groups of Nigeria. The Yoruba people live on the west coast of Africa and Nigeria and can also be found in the Eastern Republic of Benin and Togo. Because the majority of the slaves brought to the Americas were from West Africa, Yoruban descendants can also be found in Brazil, Cuba, and the Caribbean, as well as the United States. The talking drum is one of the most sacred instruments of West Africa. Shaped like an hourglass, the drum has a unique melodic sound, which means it can imitate the tones of language and in this way speak words. Along with its spiritual and healing properties, the talking drum is also a source of history, poetry, and proverbs. What gives the talking drum its voice, so to speak, are the many leather cords or ropes that run along the body from one drum head to the other. To play, the drummer tucks the drum under his arm and taps the head with his hand and a hook shaped drumstick. To mimic the stresses and intonations of speech, the drummer simply squeezes the drum between his arm and body, causing the leather cords or ropes to change shape. Uses for the talking drum are as diverse as the cultures that utilize it. While it can be played for ceremonial purposes or as entertainment, the real significance of the talking drum lies in the role it plays in communication. In its earliest form, the talking drum served as an aid to ancient griot or storytellers. These traveling poets and musicians would use the talking drums to carry on the oral traditions of their cultures. Later, talking drums were used as a means of inter-village communication themselves rather than accompaniment. Instead of hand delivering a summons or warning from one village to another, a message could be sent directly via drum. Players were taught the corresponding drum phrases for any given word. Messages would then be sent between drum players, beginning with the name of the recipient, followed by the name of the sender, and finally the message. One important figure in the world of talking drum playing is Masamba Diop. Perhaps best known for his collaboration on Marvel's groundbreaking Black Panther soundtrack, where his drumming served as the heartbeat of King T'Challa's theme music, Masamba's influence extends far beyond the silver screen. His rhythmic prowess has graced stages across the world, from joining Mumford and Sons on their 2016 tour to making appearances on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Notably, Masamba's involvement in Playing for Change's album, Listen to the Music, further solidified his reputation as a musical force to be reckoned with. Masamba's collaborations read like a who's who of the music industry, having performed and recorded with luminaries such as James Brown, Carlos Santana, Herbie Hancock, Harry Belafonte, and Angelique Kidjo, among others. His contributions to Peter Gabriel's seminal album Passion, which won a Grammy in 1990, further underscore his status as a musical luminary. Beyond his impressive discography, Masamba has also been a stalwart advocate for cultural exchange and education. In 1993, he founded the Senegal America Project with American percussionist Tony Vaca, facilitating annual cultural exchanges that bring students and adults alike to Senegal to participate in educational, healthcare, and artistic projects. Each year, Masamba and Tony tour the Northeast, offering performances, school programs, and workshops that celebrate the rich tapestry of West African culture. You may be asking yourself, why did Ron choose to highlight the gong gong? I find the talking drum to be both a cultural artifact and a technological marvel, due to it being one of the earliest communication mediums. Communication is a binding agent for different cultures. Without the ability to communicate with each other, where will we be? There will likely be more conflicts in the world as well as the loss of cultural exchange. Learning about other cultures exposes us to beautiful art, delights, and the exchange of survival tactics and building techniques. The Yoruba traditions and the history of the talking drum have a culturally rich background, and I felt they deserve to be shared.